So if you watch these posts, by now you know that a major theme is to look at the world through the lens of culture, to see what new insights can be gained. We've looked at how the culture of family, community, advertising, and even American values can impact education and dwarf the influence of the classroom. But what about the classroom?
Fisher, if you're in the building, please call pad 0225.
Right? I love that.
What if a teacher decides to focus on the culture of the classroom?
Every class has a different feel, and you pick it up very quickly, and I've started to think of that as culture, and started to look at it as a culture, and started to investigate what makes things change in a classroom. The same way cultural anthropologists look at the way culture is developed, and the way semiologists have started to look at the way culture develops, to kind of rethink about the way you affect change in a classroom. If it's a positive change, it probably has to do with the culture. If it's a negative thing, it's probably the culture. And so if there's not much happening, it's the culture. It's that undercurrent, it's that tidal pull that moves things forward or stops things in the classroom. If you can get to then, peel that away and look at what is happening, what are the cultural forces, then you can make progress. Specifically, my sculpture classes, we started with the words ugly and beautiful and break those down. What do those mean? Even when you say better, you've got to think about what that means and how is that understood by cultural definition. It's not like I can say better and we're all going to think it's the exact same thing. So we got to start with the very beginning. Let's set up some things here that we can talk about, that we can all figure out where we are. And that really gets the kids involved in that process and accountable for the process. That's one of the things that's, I think, important for the cultural perspective, is that discourse. I think that working from a cultural perspective in the classroom allows a variety of different ways to be successful. It allows students to define success in different, unique ways. The students themselves come from a variety of different cultures. This is a magnet school, so the kids aren't even necessarily from the same local culture. So there's like all these different ways, and I think that the very nature of public school is that you're in constant culture clash, and that the classroom can do a lot the classroom culture can do a lot to build those bridges between, and it's not like one bridge, one direction. It's kind of like, a bridge going in many different directions that can link a lot of different aspects of culture that people have. The first step in thinking this way is to stop thinking of yourself as an expert, and instead of thinking of yourself more as a collaborator. And I think that goes for students too. They have to stop thinking of themselves as uneducated or not knowing of anything, but have to think of themselves as collaborators, and that, everybody is there for a purpose, and you have to figure out what your purpose is. You can build a structure that everybody is valued and matters. Because if the culture is only going to be as strong as, its least involved member,